Hey there, welcome to Little Fixes, a podcast for the sassy, classy, and a little choosy भारतीय नारी. This is Matri. मैं और मेरे गेस्ट शेयर करते हैं सिंपल प्रैक्टिकल आइडियाज जो आप इजीली फॉलो कर सकते हैं to get closer to the kind of life you want to live. We talk about career, self-care, social media tips, parenting, relationships, and so much more to help you thrive. All of this is mixed with a lot of laughter. So, my lovely friend, continue what you're doing and join me in this real talk. Hello, thank you for joining me today. I hope that you're well and enjoying life. ये है एपिसोड 75 और बात होगी अपना बिजनेस शुरू करने के बारे में. हमें से बहुत सी विमेन अपना काम शुरू करना चाहती हैं और शायद आप भी उनमें से एक हैं. हम चाहते तो हैं पर शुरू नहीं करते. और सबसे बड़ा डर पता है क्या होता है? वो होता है कि अगर मैं फेल हो गई तो सब मजाक बनाएंगे, या फिर ये काम छोटा है, या मुझसे कौन लेगा ये प्रोडक्ट्स, ये सर्विसेज, और भी बहुत सारे थॉट्स होते हैं. पर अगर आप कभी शुरू ही नहीं करोगे तो आपको तो पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि क्या हो सकता है. लाइक व्हाट अमेजिंग थिंग्स यू आर मेंट फॉर एंड व्हाट अमेजिंग थिंग्स आर मेंट फॉर यू. सो आपको मोटिवेट करने के लिए आज मैंने बुलाया है एक वुमन स्मॉल बिजनेस ओनर को. शी स्टार्टेड हर ब्रांड विदाउट एनी आउटसाइड इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड हर वर्क इज थ्राइविंग नाउ. हमारी गेस्ट हैं हेयर लव इंडिया की फाउंडर प्रिंसा राठी. हेयर लव इज अ हेयर केयर एंड एक्सेसरीज ब्रांड. प्रिंसा को लगता था कि जो वो करना चाहती हैं वो एक छोटा काम है, बट नाउ शी इज चेंजिंग लाइव्स विद हर प्रोडक्ट्स. इनकी जर्नी काफी मजेदार और इंस्पायरिंग है. बिफोर वी स्पीक टू हर, here is a reminder to share this episode with 3 people who need this. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcast and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Little Fixes Podcast. Now let's welcome our guest. Hi Princa, we are thrilled to have you on Little Fixes.
Thank you, Maitri. I am equally thrilled.
Okay, so Princa, मैंने Hair Love का बताया कि it's a hair accessories brand, but I think you are the best person to tell us what Hair Love is all about.
So Hair Love is actually not just accessories, it's about tools and a lot of other products that you don't really think you need until you get them.
Mhm.
And especially being a curly haired girl or a girl with textured hair, you really need a lot more products than a straight haired girl would. So that is where we come in. We make a lot of products like bonnets, heat caps, scrunchies, pillow covers, etc., which help you take care of your hair, natural hair, in a better way.
ओके, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. कुछ साल पहले जब मुझे पता चला था कि देयर इज अ थिंग कॉल्ड कर्ली गर्ल मेथड, तो मुझे अपनी फैमिली में कुछ लोगों का ध्यान आया कि हाँ, दे हैव कर्ली हेयर, दे कैन बेनिफिट बाय इट. मेरे हेयर तो कर्ली से बहुत दूर है, but still now I use some products by Hair Love, like I use their heat cap, I use their scrunchies. So मुझे लगता है कि it is a very different experience and it is helpful for my hair also. Like I have completely stopped using वो जो normal hair ties होती हैं, क्योंकि मैंने feel किया है कि जब मैं अपनी hair से scrunchie हटाती हूँ silk या satin की, तो hair does not break और बहुत आसानी से निकल जाती है. So I can totally understand कि if you have curly or textured hair, तो definitely such products are useful for you. तो प्रिंसा, आपने ये ब्रांड स्टार्ट किया बिकॉज यू आर अ कर्ली हेयर्ड गर्ल. तो आपको ये आइडिया कहाँ से आया कि मुझे हेयर लव स्टार्ट करना है? आप इससे पहले क्या करते थे? थोड़ा सा हमें अपने बारे में बताइए.
So me and my husband, we were running a showroom of kurtis and tunics, and it was an interesting thing to do, but then it was not the interesting thing to do. So I actually stumbled upon curly girl method after the birth of my son, and I realized that I don't have a lot of time, and I never wanted to, chemically straighten my hair. I don't know why. I just never wanted to do it. And trust me, I hated my curls. I mean, there were days when I stood in front of the mirror talking to myself that this is one thing. ये एक ऐसी चीज है, ये क्यों नहीं दी भगवान ने मुझे? Like, so many girls have such beautiful, amazing hair. And trust me, I have been bullied when I was in school.
Yeah.
I have been bullied a lot. Like, I mean, there were names that, and after starting Hair Love, I realized that, it is not just me. बहुत सारी curly hair girls को बच्चे चिढ़ाते थे, चिड़िया का घोंसला, and like what not. It used to be really mean. And I grew up hating my hair, being teased by friends and even family, even relatives. They used to tease me a lot. Not just kids, like grown-ups.
Yeah.
So that was, that experience actually, it's very bad, and it leaves a very bad impact on your mind and on your self-love also. It does reflect, it does affect your self-love quotient. So before hair love, I was doing something that I liked to do. And I just, I realized that there are things called heat caps, and I had no clue that something like this existed. And I actually, I could not afford to go to a salon every month for a hair spa because of the time and the money, of course. I mean, it is a big money that they charge every time. And then they also, they ask you to stay there for almost an hour or so. And that is something that, I cannot afford. I cannot afford to go to a salon for an hour every month just for my hair. So I came to know about heat caps, and I was a big fat customer at that point of time. Okay. I really wanted to buy the heat cap. And at that point of time, back when I started, no one else was making it in India. So it was only the thermal hotheads which was being imported, and it was like being sold at a very, very high price. So that is something that I was not willing to pay. And it was back in 2018, January, I think, that I realized that, I can put a heat cap together possibly, and I can make it work for my hair. So, that's when this whole thing started. And, my husband was like, तुम्हारे curly hair है, तो तुम्हारा दिमाग भी अंदर से घूम घूम के चल रहा है. ऐसा, and, he used to tease me a lot. And even today, he teases me a lot about my hair, like in a very healthy way now, of course. So, I asked my tailor to make it for me. And since it's a little tricky thing to do, I sat with him and I told him every single stitch and every single thing that he had to do. And I ended up making a heat cap that weighed 1.5 kgs.
Oh my God. Okay.
So, yeah. So I heated it up in a microwave, and I wore it. And within 2 minutes, I was like, oh my God, I am going to die because of this weight on my head. So that's how it started. So I went back the next day to my office, and I told my tailor ki, Master ji, ye to bahut hi zyada bhari hai. So, we realized that we needed a lot more calculations and a lot more development in design and everything. But at that point of time, I had not even thought of it as a business, right? I was only doing it for myself. So I ended up making the perfect heat cap for myself. And, I used it almost every month from January till October. And I realized that my hair is getting a lot better. So during July time, my sisters, they come to my mom's place. My mom lives in Jaipur only, and I am also in Jaipur. So I have 3 elder sisters. They all come from their towns. And that's when I told them about this thing that I'm making. They were very impressed. They were like, yeah, your hair looks healthier now. And, they wanted to try it as well. So I made 3 for them, and I gave them one each. So they took it to their home, and they said that they love it. So this is how it actually started. And I never thought of it as a business, I don't know. Somehow I always used to think that this is a very small business, like small business ka bhi bahut small business. I always thought that this is a very small idea and it won't pick up, And I mean, I don't know whether I should say it now or not, but at that time I was like, ये बहुत छोटा काम है प्रिंसा, इसको अपन नहीं कर सकते, है ना, किसी को बताने में भी हमको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, we won't feel like कि हम कुछ अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. So, kurtis and saying that you run a showroom is a far better thing to say that you sell caps, because, if you tell people that you sell caps, then again, yeah, there are a few friends of my father-in-law who are like, कि बेटा तुम्हारा टोपियों का काम कैसा चल रहा है? So they don't really understand. Yeah, till date they ask me, they meet me, they're like, तुम्हारा टोपी का काम कैसा चल रहा है? तो कहती हूँ अंकल बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है. So this is how it's perceived. So yeah, so this is how it started. And in October, I was a member of this group on Facebook called Indian Girl Pride. And in October, someone asked there that, do you know any brand which sells reasonable rates ka heat caps? And I really did not know. Us group ka ek rule tha that you cannot promote yourself or your business. You cannot sell stuff over there. And I just don't know how I missed, that is the rule. So I just wrote that, I can sell them. I mean, just like that, it was never a business idea for me. Trust me. So I just wrote just like that. I can sell them at 1100. So within an hour, I had around 30 to 40 people in my Facebook Messenger. Yeah, so that was amazing. And I had gone to a doctor. So I thought that, oh my God, I have so many people thinking that, so many people who are potential customers. So I thought that let me just, finish with my appointment, and then I'll come back and reply to each one of them. So after I came back from the doctor's clinic, almost after half an hour, no one was responding to me, So I was like, this is weird. 30 potential customers, and all of a sudden no one is responding. So that's when I was like, okay, something is wrong. So I went back to the group, and I realized that I had been banned from the group.
Okay.
So my comment had been removed and I had been banned. Like, I take myself a little seriously, right? So I was like, how could anyone on earth block Princa Rathi? This is not done. So I was still speaking with my sister, and she's like, it's a small thing, Princa. You can just tell them that I made a mistake and I'm sorry, which you obviously are, and you obviously made a mistake. And that day, for the first time, I guess my ego was like super high. I was like, I know I'm wrong, but I have been banned without any notice. Again, I am admitting now that I was wrong. But then at that time, something inside me was burning like fire. So I told her, I was like, Didi, I promise you कि एक साल के अंदर अंदर इस ग्रुप पे हर लड़की लिखेगी कि वो मेरा प्रोडक्ट यूज कर रही है. एंड शी इज लाइक, प्रिंसा, you drink some water, you take a chill pill. तूने कोई मेडिसिन या कोई इंजेक्शन तो नहीं लिया डॉक्टर के पास से? Because I am not that egoistic person, I'm not that high ego wala person. So she's like, are you okay? Because you'll never do this way. I was like, I am okay, but I need this, and I will make a brand today itself. And I am a very what do you say, superstitious, maybe I'm a very superstitious person कि मुहूर्त निकाले बिना मैं कोई काम नहीं करती, पंडित जी से लेटर पूछ के अपने बिजनेस का नाम रखूंगी. I am really that kind of a person. But this brand I started like just ऐसे गुस्से में आके, and I was like, Didi, either you search for a name by 5 p.m. or I will search for a name, and I am going to make a page today itself. So this is how it started. Like, out of rage, out of anger, and out of a promise that, I am going to make sure that everyone there knows what hair love is. And touch wood, I have achieved that. People do know me on Indian Coil Pride, like hair love on Indian Coil Pride, and I am still banned from that group. That's the beauty. I am still banned.
Okay. So, Princa, आपकी जो आपने ब्रांड स्टार्ट किया, it was born out of your need and then out of your rage. तो आपने उसको स्टार्ट कर दिया like towards the end of 2018, right?
Right, October 11, 2018. It was the day I was banned, and I made my own Insta page.
ओके, सो आपने बना दिया. मतलब बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे होते हैं who keep thinking कि हाँ मुझे ये करना है but they don't do it. बट आपने किया, फिर उसके बाद क्या हुआ? लाइक हाउ वाज द रिस्पॉन्स? आपने डाल दिया कि हाँ आई सेल दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग, तो कैसा रहा फिर उसके बाद?
Yeah. So after that, my sister was still, she was like, "Tu thoda relax kar le. You don't really need to prove yourself to anyone out there." But I was like, no, these 20 people there in my DM, in my messenger on Facebook, they are really thinking that I'm some kind of a forger or I'm a fraudster, right? And that is a big thing. I mean, I don't know why at that point of time, like now when I think about it, I'm like, itni badi baat bhi nahi thi. But at that point of time, I don't know, something inside me was literally burning, Maitri. And that day I was like furious. I was as furious as I could ever be. So what I did, I just took some, shitty pictures from my phone, really bad pictures, and I had no logo. Okay, so my Insta DP was nothing. So, and I messaged a lot of curly hair influencers that hi, we are a new brand and we want you to try our products and we want you to review them, like honest reviews. And back then there was, I believe we were the second brand on Insta platform for this thing.
Acha.
Yeah, so I think there was a gap of almost 15-20 days only, so people were really, these curly hair bloggers, they have been very supportive to me. So they all were also, looking forward to something in India which is, being made here, and of course the cost gets cut, right, if something is being made locally.
Yeah.
So that's how, I approached them, and they all have been super amazing, super supportive. We are like a family, and they said, of course, yes, please, let's try it and we will see. And then one of them suggested me कि please at least put up a DP, because people think that you are, ऐसे ही कोई भी spam message. So I was like, यार ये तो बहुत अच्छा point है. See, I was there, social media के मामले में I was there कि मुझे नहीं पता था कि Facebook पे you cannot sell your products and you have to have an Insta DP. Literally, I was at that stand. So that is where I started from being a person who hated social media, like to the core, to the point that I used to tell people कि यार ये social media बहुत ही बकवास है. Trust me, I had spoken these words out of my mouth. Okay. And today I'm like, social media is the best thing ever. Yeah, so I sent it to them, waited for their response, and I'm a very anxious person. So, one of them is like, I'm trying it now. So, let's see how it goes. And here, she's wearing the heat cap in her city for 20 minutes. And for 20 minutes, I could not sit. I was just walking across the room. I was like, pata nahi kaisa hoga, pata nahi, will she like it? Will she like it? Because she was an influencer, right? So it's like, will she like it? Will she like it? My husband's like, will you calm down? You're making me anxious. इतना ज्यादा anxiety था मेरे को उस time पे कि पता नहीं कैसा होगा, क्या होगा. Because, right now, at this point of time where I'm standing, like, उस time पे मेरे लिए ये था कि I should get a good response. And I have to make my name. I have no other option. I have to make my name. So that is the fire that was there, that I have to make my name. Yeah. And then they promoted, they really promoted, and that's how, orders started dropping in.
Okay. Yeah. So, और इस तरीके से Hair Love start हो गया, and now it is a very well known brand. और बहुत अमेजिंग प्रोडक्ट्स भी हैं आपके पास ऑब्वियसली. सो आपने स्टार्ट किया, आपका स्ट्रगल रहा, आपका रिस्पॉन्स अच्छा आया, दैट इज अ ग्रेट थिंग. फिर इसके बाद जैसे आपने ब्रांड स्टार्ट किया, नाउ हाउ यू गो अबाउट इट, लाइक यू आर अ मदर, यू आर अ वाइफ, और आई डोंट नो, जो हमारी इंडियन सोसाइटी है उसमें यही होता है कि हाँ, वुमेन आर द प्राइमरी केयर टेकर्स ऑफ देयर फैमिली. तो जो वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस वाली बात आती है, आई डोंट नो मेन से कोई कितना पूछता है, बट यस, दिस क्वेश्चन कम्स. तो आई वुड आल्सो लाइक टू नो कि हाउ यू मैनेज्ड एवरीथिंग.
Yeah, so since I told you that I had already been working at the showroom, it was a little easier for me because I was already stepping out of the house anyway, right? But then my kid was 3.5 years at that time, 3.5 years old, and he had just recovered from his surgery. He had undergone a major surgery. So that is something that had, held me back for almost 6-8 months in the beginning. But then later I told my husband that, this is something that I really see a very bright future in. I told my husband clearly that, we have to do something, क्योंकि Devansh, my son, Devansh needs my time, but मैं उसको time नहीं दे पा रही. And we spoke at his home, मतलब हमारे घर पे बात किया हमने. And I mean, my in-laws are very understanding. They are very caring. And they were like, of course, you have to follow your dreams and you have to, do something अभी time में कि तुम लोग कुछ कर पाओ, बाद में थोड़ी होएगा. तो my mother-in-law said कि तुम देवांश का तो tension छोड़ दो. 8 hours of your day, forget that he exists. When you come back home, then only think about him. So that is something that I've been very lucky, very lucky about. Yeah. So literally 10 to 6, my mother-in-law takes completely, मतलब बिल्कुल पूरा ध्यान उसका रखती हैं. I don't have to go back to him to the level that, he doesn't even call me, not even one call in a day. She takes that good care of him. So I'm very lucky that way. Very fortunate.
Okay, wow. So I think एक strong support system होना बहुत जरूरी है हमारे लिए.
बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है.
क्योंकि कुछ भी करना है, वी नीड समवन लाइक, जैसे मैं तो घर से ही काम करती हूँ, बट इफ आई हैव अ मीटिंग और इफ आई हैव समथिंग टू अटेंड टू, तो भले ही सैटरडे या संडे को, बट माय हस्बैंड डज टेक केयर ऑफ our daughter because we don't have anyone with us. But मैंने बहुत सारे लोगों के केस में देखा है कि if they have family nearby, तो अगर फैमिली सपोर्ट कर देती है तो nothing like that, and you got that support and you created something out of it. So यहाँ फैमिली से आपको सपोर्ट मिला, बट अगर आप कोई बिजनेस स्टार्ट करते हो तो उसमें स्ट्रगल्स भी होते हैं. तो what were some of your biggest struggles जो आपको लगता है कि और लोगों को भी पता होना चाहिए?
Absolutely. The biggest struggle was something that I had challenged myself. It was the dream of a bootstrap company because it was an unplanned business, right? It was really an unplanned business. अब बिल्कुल नहीं सोचा था कि मैं ऐसा कुछ start करने वाली हूँ. And एक दिन में मैंने decide कर लिया कि हमको अब ये करना है. तो the biggest struggle that I had faced was not asking for money from anyone. Not my husband, and I am a no loan person. I don't know why I'm very, I just can't even think of taking a loan, just like that, ऐसे. तो, पता नहीं, मुझे लोन से बहुत डर लगता है. आई रियली डोंट नो व्हाई. तो मैंने सोचा था मुझे लोन लेना नहीं है. मेरे को अपने फादर से या फादर इन लॉ से, फॉर दैट मैटर, मेरे को एक भी पैसा नहीं चाहिए. आई एम वेरी खुददार दैट वे. तो पापा से, फादर इन लॉ से, किसी से पैसे नहीं लेने थे. हस्बैंड पे तो बिल्कुल भी लोड नहीं डालना था, क्योंकि पता नहीं, मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि मैं लोड नहीं डाल सकती हूँ even on my husband. और फिर वो, ये सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज था, to be honest, to create something out of nothing. And I had really less savings at that point of time. So to really create something out of nothing was the biggest challenge. I was doing everything I could. In fact, starting में, you won't believe, cutting and ironing भी मैं करती थी for these temp caps and scrunchies, because at that time our showroom was not doing so well, to be very honest with you. And I could not afford another help other than the master G. And अगर मैं मास्टर जी का टाइम इस सब में लगाती तो फिर उनका टाइम वेस्ट होता. करेक्ट. सो आई वाज managing my account, and I was doing all the cutting and ironing also, which I really don't know how to do. So at times he used to be like, मास्टर जी बोलते थे, मैम आप रहने दो, मैं कर लूंगा, मैं डबल टाइम काम कर लूंगा, मैं पैसे एक्स्ट्रा नहीं लूंगा, पर प्लीज आप मत करो, बिकॉज आई लेटर रियलाइज कि मैं काम बिगाड़ देती थी. कटिंग प्रॉपर नहीं होता था, कभी कुछ प्रॉपर नहीं होता था, बट स्टिल आई मीन दैट इज समथिंग दैट आई रियली ट्राइड. या मनी वाज द बिगेस्ट स्ट्रगल. अदर देन दैट आई थिंक राइट नाउ एवरीवन इज वेरी टेक savvy, तो वो इशू नहीं आया था मुझे, इवन दो आई वाज नॉट अ सोशल मीडिया पर्सन, बट देन वी आर ऑल सो टेक savvy ना कि वो इशू इतना आता नहीं है. And then the biggest struggle was work-life balance, to be very honest, because my child, I had told you that I just told you ना, he underwent a surgery. तो वो थोड़ा सा ज्यादा ही मतलब मम्मा के पास ही he used to feel safe with me. उसका कुछ complications ऐसा था कि he used to feel really safe only with me. So he used to cry for my time, and I was trying to do something out here. That was the biggest struggle. And then now he doesn't call me 8 hours में एक बार भी, but there was a time when he used to call me, and even today, today itself, on the meeting, सुबह उसका ऑनलाइन क्लास चल रहा था, तो his ma'am just told him that देवांश आप है ना थोड़ा सा गुस्सा ज्यादा हो रहे हो, आप फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाते हो, ज्यादा लिखवाती हूँ तो. So he's like, मैम आजकल मम्मा टाइम ही नहीं देती है. It was so embarrassing. out of nowhere he's like, मम्मा टाइम ही नहीं देती है. तो यहाँ मैं सोच रही हूँ कि मेरा बच्चा कितना अच्छे से मेरे बिना रहता है, और वहां वो मुझ पे बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट करके निकल गया.
Oh my God, serious.
उसके अलावा भी when he was younger, like very small, तब तो वो रोते रहता था कि मम्मा प्लीज गिव मी टाइम, एंड मैं आप ही से खाना खाऊंगा या कुछ भी. That struggle between a mother and an entrepreneur, it's very tough. It's really tough. So I used to make sure that I work at night, जितना भी social media posts या जो भी कुछ DMs को reply करना, सब कुछ I used to do round the clock. Can you believe I was always on my phone?
Wow. Yeah. So to run a business जो customer friendly भी है और आपको भी टाइम अलाउ करता है, मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं, और आई थिंक सब चीजें मैनेज नहीं हो पाती हैं इतनी आसानी से. और बीइंग अ मदर फिर मॉम गिल्ट वाली फीलिंग भी आ जाती है, और हम लोग को लगता है कि हाँ बच्चे हैं, खेल रहे हैं, कर रहे हैं, बट इंटरनली दे मिस अस. या मॉम गिल्ट इज देयर, एंड देन यू वांट टू बी बूटस्ट्रैप्ड कंपनी मतलब जो कंपनी लोन नहीं लेती है, और अपनी मतलब आप क्या करते हो कि जो आपकी अर्निंग होती है उसी को कंपनी में डालते रहते हो टू स्केल इट, राइट?
करेक्ट. हमारा अर्निंग ही हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट है, और स्टार्टिंग में तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है जब ऑर्डर्स कम होते हैं. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू नॉट आस्क एनीवन फॉर मनी. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट.
आई थिंक इसीलिए बहुत सारे लोग जो छोटा बिजनेस स्टार्ट करते हैं, देयर बिजनेस स्टॉप्स आफ्टर अ पॉइंट, क्योंकि शायद जो ग्रिट चाहिए कई बार वो नहीं होता है, कई बार सपोर्ट नहीं होता है बाहर से, और लोग ऑब्वियसली आई नो अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल जो लोन नहीं लेना चाहते हैं, लेकिन हर कोई नहीं सर्वाइव कर पाता है, बट यू डिड इट, यू सर्वाइव्ड. या
आई हैव बीन लकी, टच वुड, एंड आई हैव द बेस्ट कस्टमर्स, ट्रस्ट मी. आई ऑलवेज से दिस, आई ऑलवेज से दिस, दैट आई हैव द बेस्ट कस्टमर्स आउट देयर.
Yeah. So what keeps you going besides your amazing customers?
What keeps me going is their reviews. I mean, I'm a sucker for reviews. So if I get one review in a day, one genuine, oh my God, this is so amazing, also makes my day. I'm supercharged for that day.
I
so
think
I am a workaholic that way. I think, I think only, making new things and reading good reviews. I sound really boring, but yeah, they keep me going.
Okay, so basically ये मतलब हुआ कि जो customer satisfaction है, it matters to you the most. और जब वो आपको अच्छा बताते हैं तो आपको अच्छा लगता है, obviously, because you are working on it. जैसे मेरे पास अगर कोई पॉडकास्ट के लिए बोलता है कि इस एपिसोड से मुझे ये चीज सीखने को मिली, तो I am on a high all day, कि मुझे लगता है वाओ, चलो एक पर्सन की भी हेल्प हुई ना. तो आई थिंक वही चीज है जो यू फील कि इफ यू आर पुटिंग योर ब्लड एंड स्वेट इनटू समथिंग, और अगर उससे किसी को अच्छा लगता है, पसंद आता है, किसी की हेल्प करता है, तो you feel great.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So, in fact, one struggle that I did not mention is missing out on social life. I have zero friends.
Oh God.
Literally, capital zero. Capital words with Z-E-R-O, zero friends. Because I am so deep, neck deep in my work, that I don't get time for anything. Like, my husband and my child, उन दोनों को time दे देती हूँ, तो भी वो लोग बोलते हैं, वाह आज तो क्या बात हो गई है. तो that I am a big time workaholic.
You are a workaholic, but I should give a lot of credit to your family also, कि they understand, they support you so well. चाहे आपका child हो, आपके husband हो, या आपके in-laws हो, या और भी family, आपके parents हो, everyone understands कि yes, Princess working, and they support you. So Okay, so Prinsa, you have this business. So you are a woman entrepreneur, and there are a lot of women who are running their business. And I checked your website. I saw that you have you have something about women empowerment. तो उसके बारे में भी हमें थोड़ा सा बताइए कि how you are making a difference in the lives of other women with hair love.
Yeah, so like I said कि वो मास्टर जी कटिंग करते थे, I used to do the sorry मास्टर जी stitching करते थे, and I used to do the cutting and ironing at times in the beginning. So that's when I realized that actually after my business scaled up a little, I realized that I can now afford to keep a help who can do these things. And I can actually do my social media management a little better in that way. So at that time I wanted to find someone needy, of course, but then a lot of guys were coming in for the interview, and I wanted कि मैं किसी लड़की को select करूं, because I don't know why, but मुझे हमेशा से ऐसे लगता है कि girls need more exposure. And हम लोग जिस एरिया में रहते हैं वहां पे काफी सारे women हैं जो कि unemployed हैं, बहुत ज्यादा women हैं इनफैक्ट जो कि unemployed हैं. तो आई टोल्ड द गाइज कि आपकी मम्मी आपकी कोई सिस्टर हो तो आप उनको भेजना, हम उनको बहुत सेफ एनवायरनमेंट प्रोवाइड करेंगे और हमको यहाँ पे लड़की ही रखनी है. आई डोंट नो व्हाई, इट आल्सो हैपेंड इंस्टिंक्टिवली. सो उन लोगों ने जैसे some of them send their sisters, and I hired one of them. And then since it was just me and her and my master ji, तो मास्टर जी तो स्टिचिंग में रहते थे. दैट गर्ल यूज्ड टू सिट मेरे आसपास ही कहीं पे, एंड शी यूज्ड टू जनरली टॉक कि मेरे घर में ऐसा होता है, मैं इतनी फॉर्चुनेट हूँ कि मेरे को यहाँ पे जॉब मिल गई है, मैं अपने पापा का सपोर्ट कर सकती हूँ. एंड शी यूज्ड टू टेल लिटिल स्टोरीज, लिटिल थिंग्स अबाउट हर लाइफ, which actually made me feel कि यार शायद कहीं ना कहीं हम इनके लाइफ में वो डिफरेंस, वे मेकिंग द डिफरेंस, जो एक लड़के को हम जॉब देते तो वो डिफरेंस नहीं क्रिएट होता. So talking to that girl made me feel कि उसके struggles, उनके struggles मुझसे ज्यादा real हैं, of course, because they come from such such poor families, such unprivileged families. We are still very privileged. They come from really a really bad like a bad a quality of life as well. So that's when something inside me told me that, Princa, you should do something for these women, for these girls who are trying to make their ends meet, because we are making products for the women, so why not buy the women, right? Yeah. And now literally हम लोग के पास में जो वो एरिया है वहां पे everyone knows कि ये जो पेट्रोल पंप के पास वाली भाभी हैं, they all call me पेट्रोल पंप के पास वाली भाभी, तो they're like ये जो पेट्रोल पंप के पास वाली भाभी हैं, she will provide us a job. This is so amazing. It's so amazing to hear. So we pick women, we don't go for trained people, क्योंकि trained लोगों को तो हर कोई जॉब दे देगा, उन लोगों को तो एक्सपोर्ट फैक्ट्रीज में भी जॉब इजीली मिल जाता है women को. What we do is हम उनको बोलते हैं जो आप घर में सिलाई कर रहे हो, जिसको सिलाई अच्छे से नहीं आती है, वो हमारे पास में आओ, हम आपको 2 months की ट्रेनिंग देंगे, हम ट्रेनिंग देने के बाद आपको इक्वल वेज देंगे जो हम अपने मास्टर जी को देते हैं. सो दैट इज द बिगेस्ट थिंग फॉर देम, क्योंकि वो अपना सर उठा के कमा रही हैं फर्स्टली. सेकेंडली हम उनको बहुत सेफ एनवायरनमेंट देते हैं. आई एम देयर ऑल द टाइम, देयर आर सो मेनी women around. It's a very safe environment for women.
So Princa, there has to be a mantra to your life. जब आपकी लाइफ इतनी सारी चीजें कर रहे हो, आप बिजनेस पूरा मैनेज कर रहे हो, तो is there something which you live by?
Yeah, there are 2 things actually that I really live by. One is something that is really common in my dad. He has told this phrase to me so many times over and over that I have come to believe it, that this too shall pass. So, even if you're on a high, you should remember that this too shall pass. And even if you're on a low, this too shall pass. So this is something that I really live by. And the other is everything is learnable. So you can learn anything you want to.
Wow. So this too shall pass. ये I think बहुत सारे लोगों को पता होता है, हम सुनते रहते हैं, पढ़ते रहते हैं, बहुत ही कैजुअली इसको ले लेते हैं. Like we don't take it seriously कि अरे हम सैड हैं तो ये कैसे निकलेगा, और हैप्पी होते तब तो ये ख्याल ही नहीं आता है कि
I know.
So it is amazing कि you actually believe in it, you follow it. और ऐसी सिंपल चीजें जो आपने बताई ना कि ये 2 चीजें आप फॉलो करते हो, तो आई थिंक लोगों को भी समझ में आएगा जो सुन रहे हैं कि हाँ, ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि आप कोई बहुत बड़े बड़े फंडे हो उसी में बिलीव करो और तभी आप कुछ बड़ा कर सकते हो. ऐसा नहीं है. जो सिंपल चीजें होती है, जो बेसिक्स होते हैं, अगर वो क्लियर है तो आई थिंक you can do big things. You will do big things actually.
True.
Okay. Yeah. So Princa, what's next for Hair Love? Like do you have any other plans?
So as of now, we just got our design patents. Actually, patents are for technology. We just got our design protections. So a
Okay.
lot of designs that we make, like the tie headband in the bonnet, if you have seen the bonnet, those things are really something which have given a generic thing like an elasticated bonnet, feeling as comfortable as an underwear. So we claim that our bonnets are really as comfortable as an underwear. And however funny it sounds, a lot of people laugh when I say that line. It sounds funny, but then we don't even realize that we're wearing an underwear all day long. It is something that you don't even realize that you're wearing. So that's how we have made our bonnet, and after a lot of trials and errors. So this is something that we've been working on since almost 1 year now, and we almost all of our designs are now protected. So nobody can copy them under the law. Yeah. So this is something that I have been working on since last 1 year, because it does take a lot of time and a lot of resources to get these things done. And next is probably expansion overseas. That's what I'm looking forward to. But then, like I said, I'm already working so much all the time that I don't want to overwork myself. So, I'm taking it slow. I mean, I'm really in a happy space right now. I'm very happy with the way things are going. And by no means I mean to say that I want to slow down. But then before I scale up, I also have to look a little towards the family. So right now we are taking it slow, but definitely overseas expansion is my next target.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so Princa, you have an inspiring story. You started your own business, you scaled it on your own, and now the business is doing so well. So, is there something that you would like to convey to other small brand owners? या फिर maybe there are a lot of women who want to start something. बहुत सारे लोग हैं छोटा सा business start करते हैं, like क्रोशिया कुछ सामान बनाना start किया. I think मैक्रेम होता है. I don't know how to pronounce it. वो बना रहे हैं या कुछ भी बना रहे हैं, but थोड़े समय बाद they give up. तो ऐसे लोगों के लिए do you have something to motivate them?
The thing that I learned with Hair Love is a very, it might sound a very filmy thing, but the thing that I really learned was कि कोई भी काम ना छोटा नहीं होता. I think I have emphasized a lot during this whole podcast कि मेरे को starting से लगता था ये बहुत छोटा काम है. मैं अगर सबको बताऊंगी कि मैं ये कर रही हूँ तो मेरी insult हो जाएगी, या फिर लोगों को ऐसे लगेगा कि अच्छा तुमको इतना सा काम भी करना पड़ रहा है. So I think कई बार we perceive too highly of ourselves. कि हम बहुत ज्यादा ऊपर हैं और ये सब कुछ काम हमारे beneath us. That is something that I find a lot of women, trust me, a lot of women who are having the potential to do something, and by doing something small, it doesn't mean that आपका value कम हो गया है. A small business or a small idea, you never know कि वो आपको कहाँ से कहाँ लेके जाएगा. You really never know. So even if you think that you're doing, even एक मटरी बनाने वाला इंसान भी, this is the example that my dad always gives. The day I told him about Hella, he was like, तुमने इतने मन से मुझे बताया क्यों नहीं? So I told him कि पापा छोटा काम है. I thought you will be ashamed of me. Trust me, these were my words. So my dad said कि प्रिंसा, एक मटरी बनाने वाली लेडी भी कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंच जाती है. तो तुझे क्या लगा कि मैं तेरे इस काम को छोटा समझूंगा, या तेरे किसी भी ड्रीम को, तेरे किसी भी पैशन को, या तेरे किसी भी हॉबी को, किसी भी हॉबी को मैं छोटा समझूंगा. तो दैट टाइम आई वाज लाइक, यार मेरे पापा मुझसे बहुत एडवांस्ड है. मैं सोचती थी अपन लोग एडवांस्ड हैं, बट दे आर एक्चुअली मोर एडवांस्ड देन अस. सो दिस इज वन थिंग दैट अगर आपको लगता है ना कि यार ये बहुत छोटा काम है, तो भी आप उसको करो, बिकॉज यू नेवर नो कि छोटा काम कब बड़ा हो जाए. क्योंकि एक सुई बेचने वाला भी करोड़पति बन सकता है अगर उसमें वो स्किल है तो. और एरोप्लेन बेचने वाला भी he can go bankrupt अगर उसमें वो स्किल नहीं है तो. So if you have the skill and you know कि yes I can do it, if you tell yourself that yes I can do it, then you can do it and you should do it. First is this, and second is consistency. You have to be consistent. There is no other way. Even if you're undergoing a shitty time, घर में problem चल रही है, mental health खराब है, कुछ भी हो रहा है, you have to go out there. You have to do your best because there is no other way. There is literally no other way. You can't keep quitting कि आज यार आज ये हो रहा है, आज नहीं काम करते, आज वो हो रहा है, आज नहीं काम करते. You just cannot keep quitting. If you are consistent, then भगवान भी बोलेगा कि अब ठीक है चलो, तुम्हें थोड़ा सा तुम्हारे ड्रीम का एक टुकड़ा ही सही मैं दे रहा हूँ. Stop.
Oh, yes. Actually, पता है मैंने एक पॉडकास्ट में ये सुना भी था, ब्रेंडन बुशर्ट की पॉडकास्ट में. He said कि don't work from your circumstances, work from commitment. कि सर्कमस्टेंसेस तो रोज चेंज होती हैं, दिन में कई बार चेंज होती है, हमारे इमोशंस के साथ चेंज होती हैं. तो अगर आप अपने ड्रीम पे गिव अप कर दोगे एक चेंज की वजह से, तो आपका यानी कि आपका कमिटमेंट शायद उतना स्ट्रांग नहीं था. तो
कमिटमेंट स्ट्रांग नहीं था,
राइट.
करेक्ट. So unless, I mean, I'm not trying to say कि अगर आपके घर में किसी की तबीयत बहुत खराब है या आप खुद हॉस्पिटलाइज हो रहे हो तो वो एक्सक्यूज नहीं होता, पर वो once in a long time वो ऐसी सिचुएशन आती है, once in a blue moon, right? So once in a blue moon you can, you know, step down a little, but then most important is to be consistent each day, every day. अगर आप हर दिन एक कदम भी आगे बढ़ा लेते हो ना, एक छोटा सा काम भी, आज का मेरे को डिसाइड कर लिया मैंने कि आज मुझे एक रील बनानी है और एक प्रोडक्ट का फोटो शूट करना है, अगर मैं इतना भी रोज कर लूंगी ना, तो भी, you know, 30 days में I'll be very far from where I am today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Princa, it was wonderful talking to you. I got really pumped up after talking to you. I loved the story, and I'm sure our listeners will also love listening to you, love learning from you. और अगर उन्हें hair love के बारे में या आपसे connect होना है तो what's the best place to connect with you?
You can connect with me on my personal Instagram. I am planning since a long time. Again, I am planning since a long time, पर मैंने अभी तक किया नहीं है कि, you know, I will make my account public, and, you know, I will tell people about my journey as an entrepreneur, tell people about my hair journey as well. So I have a lot of things which are lined up. And so yeah, you can connect with me on Instagram, or yeah, my personal Insta handle is Princa Rathi.
Okay, so आप Princa Rathi से direct connect हो सकते हैं, या फिर you can follow their Instagram handle, which is hairlove_India, right?
Yeah, hairlove_India.
Great. So Princa, thank you so much for sharing your struggles, your journey with us, and motivating our listeners. Thank you.
Thank you, Maitri. It was lovely talking to you.
गुस्से में शुरू किया गया काम और इतना सक्सेसफुल। प्रिंसा की तरह आपका बिजनेस भी आपकी और बहुत से और लोगों की लाइफ चेंज कर सकता है, तो ज्यादा मत सोचिए और एक बार शुरू तो कीजिए। अगर आपको यहाँ वैल्यू मिली है तो और भी कई लोगों को मिल सकती है। So do share this episode in your Instagram stories. Just take a screenshot and tag @LittleFixesPodcast and @HairLove_India. अब मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे को। तब तक के लिए लाइफ में मजे करो और सदा सैसी रहो। बाय।